Hey, what's up, viewers? Patrick from Bob vs. Only, back in our videos, episode number 2 of Testimony Week on Bob verses of the Day. And today's verse comes out of Revelation 12, verse 11, and it reads, "They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death." And that's what that verse means, and let's get into it. It is time for the church recap. And in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 19, it reads, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Pray also for me, that whenever I speak, words may be given me so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel." And that's all for the verse portion. The next sermon comes from Romans, starting with chapter 1, verses 16 through 17, and it reads, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jew, then to the Gentile. For in the gospel the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last, just as it is written, the righteousness will live by faith." In Romans chapter 5, starting with verse 17, it reads, "For if by the trespass of the one man death reigned through that one man, how much more will those who receive God's abundant provision of grace and of the gift of righteousness reign in life through the one man, Jesus Christ?" In Romans chapter 8, verse 37, it reads, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." In Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23, it reads, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." And finally, Philippians 2, in verse 13, it reads, "For it is God who works in you, to will and to act, in order to fulfill his good purpose." And that's all for the verse portion. And that is going to do for the video. Thanks for watching. And until next time again, viewers, in every way, God's way is always the best way.